and welcome to episode 9 of the Comedian's Tea Party. This episode will have on my guest of Winter Foenander, who is, we later discover, changing his name. You'll see, listen in for that. Now, before I do get into this, I've just got to apologise massively for the horrendous delay that it's taken to release this. It's all been a manic week or so, but I'm catching up with myself and we're getting there, and it's all good. So we'll get back to normal soon. But we've got this episode this week. We've got a very special episode next week with Stuart Goldsmith. So make sure you listen in for that. I apologise if this sounds weird. It is currently 4:30 in the morning. Everyone is asleep, and I need to do this quietly. And I'm also doing it on a brand new recording device. So hopefully it works fine. Now, during this episode, it's really fun chat. We talk about woody teas, apple feet, and the anatomy of apples. How Winter loves a sneaky bottom bunk. I talked briefly, I actually did a small amount of research, and I discovered something I mentioned during the podcast about Bach is not actually proven to have had autism. So that comes up. Listening for that. There's wind chimes in the background. If you hear something weird and you think, what's that? It's wind chimes in Winter's lovely garden. We're in a house, a small hut, a shipping container at the end of the garden. He had some wind chimes outside and it was lovely. The sound goes a bit funny again. I can't work out what it is, but I think I've come up with a solution now. Because the new recording device that I'm recording this on, I also record a backup recording of the podcast. So I've sort of spliced the sound in, so it does sound a bit weird twice, but at least the whole conversation's there. So hopefully that's alright. Let me know if it sounds too weird. It might also wind up messing with the volume levels. So let me know if it sounds wrong, and I'll work on it for the future. We talk about the copious amounts of fields of mushrooms in Ireland, and that sort of leads to some interesting conversation, sort of leading to how Winter has mixed feelings on hallucinogens, and that leads to sort of meditation and diets. And Winter tells a couple of odd stories that reveal him to be a tea drinker from a very, very young age, which sort of blows my mind a little bit. And he also tells a great story about how he learnt to do the splits to impress some Shaolin monks. Who does make square pizza? That is, I think Dominus used to, but there's a company that make that. If anyone knows, get in touch and let me know, because I can't remember. Thanks to all the regular listeners who keep getting in contact, Chris Lowe and anyone else. Chris just loves it when I mention his name. He sends me a message every time. So, hey Chris, how you doing? Good luck with the house move. It is a nightmare. I know, I'm doing it as well. Yeah, it's a really fun chat. So listen in. There's some good stuff that comes up. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to, I think this is going to be episode 9 of the Comedian's Tea Party with Deaves, with me, Deaves, and today my guest is Winter Foenander. Is it Foenander?
Nailed it, mate. But you know what? Like, thank you for saying my last name correctly. But I'm getting rid of my last name because I'm sick of it, man. It's just because no one, apart from you, know me for a while, can pronounce it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, once they hear my first name, they go, "Oh, interesting name." Hear the last name, go, "Well, fuck it, we're not going to remember that name at all now because it's just too much."
Yeah.
You know? But yes, this is me. This is the sound of my voice.
Yes, absolutely. What's funny about that is, my first show was called Leaves with a D, because which I thought was fairly self-explanatory, and like some people did get it, but obviously that's my surname is Leaves with a D. That's it, both in pronunciation and spelling. But like it's a phrase that I use so often that I was like, I'm going to make that my first show title, and it's going to be great.
Everyone does that.
And then people are like, why'd you call it that? Jesus Christ. But which is fine because it led to the opening joke of the show. But yeah,
it's like you gotta follow something with your names. Like, is it so? There's someone does the is it Joe Lycett does all those puns on his name, isn't he? That's the way Lycett. But everyone's doing it now. But I couldn't do Winter is Coming because then people would just come to see a show about Game of Thrones, and that I don't do. I've only seen the first season, and I just felt like it was too slow. You a big Game of Thrones fan?
I've watched them all.
Oh, fair play, right?
Yeah.
You've done well. I couldn't get past the first season, man. I tried so hard, and to get to that 10th episode, oh, that was. I mean, I was self-harming at the end of it.
It's a slog. You've really got to try it. I can smell that tea already. Can you smell it? It's too hot to drink already, I think. But
oh yes, nice, the cinnamon.
That smells great.
That's good. That's good.
For the record, we are drinking Tea Pig's Apple and Cinnamon, fruit and spice. They've called it. Apple and cinnamon, naturally caffeine free, which is what I need because I'm very tired.
Why does caffeine make you tired?
No, I was being sarcastic.
It's caffeine free. Okay, right. Do you know what? Sarcasm is tough sometimes. You never can tell when someone's being sarcastic. You got to really know with their facial expression. Some people deadpan with it. You know?
Yeah, that's the issue. What I find is often an issue is I'm so deadpan like a lot of the time. That even when I'm being serious, people are like, "You're being sarcastic." Mm-hmm. No, I'm being genuine this time, and vice versa. It's a real dilemma. But I think I'd rather that than people getting them mixed up. I don't think that makes sense.
But like, it's funny because I was looking at I'm doing some European gigs at the moment, and I was looking through trying to book gigs in Croatia, and there's one thing in Croatia. It says Croatian sense of humor. Is very sarcastic.
Right.
You will never tell that they're being sarcastic because their facial expressions don't change, and neither does their tone of voice. So how the fuck are you supposed to know if they're actually joking with you or not? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it sounds more terrifying. Sinister. Exactly. Yeah. I was like, fuck me, I can't wait to gig there. It's going to be so fun, you know? So I'm like, okay, this is a joke. It's terrifying. But yeah, you gotta know, and you gotta know. Just a raise of an eyebrow would be anything. Just some sort of movement of the face and expression. You know? Otherwise, it's a bit kind of like you're a psychopath, isn't it?
I think people get it sometimes because I have a sort of a.
Oh yeah,
look.
A bit of a blue steel thing going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was an official photographer. So the podcast with Stuart Goldsmith, which is right. I recorded that yesterday. Mm-hmm. This is for the sake of the listeners. I recorded it yesterday, but yours is coming out this week. Yeah. That is coming out next week.
Right.
So, because that's going to be the 10th episode. It's like a sort of 10th episode special. It's the first live podcast.
I like to consider myself I've done warm up for Stuart Goldsmith.
Yeah.
Now. That's what I like to. I'm going to put that in my
tour
posters.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like big 10th special. Like first ever live recording in front of a studio,
which double figures now as well, right?
Absolutely,
that's it, up the top. Come on.
So it's a small but perfectly formed audience, but it was lovely, made up of my friends, but that's fine because they enjoyed it, and because my friends are the kind of people that if they don't enjoy it, they will let you know.
That's fair.
So and I respect that.
Real friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who never let you get ahead of them in any way, like, you know, emotionally or confidence-wise.
Yeah.
Just keep you grounded. That's what it's like, right?
That's what you need.
So what tea did he have?
He just had an everyday brew from Tea Pigs. It's quite nice. Yeah. It's
grafter, like, you know, like a tradesman, like a comic
tradesman. Well, he just referred to it as a builder's tea, but it was slightly floral. But not too floral. So there's the tea that Starbucks do as their standard teas.
Oh, it's weak as
Tea-Vana. I quite like it.
Oh no, it's
a little bit
it's like woody, isn't it?
Yeah, I quite like it. But the Tea Pigs one is sort of like that, but more like normal tea.
Right.
So it's like it's ever so slightly floral. Yeah. If you consider the Tea Pigs one to be like 60% floral. The Starbucks one to be 60% floral. The Tea Pigs one is like 20% floral.
Okay.
So it's the right amount, I think.
Right. So the other one's more like you're drinking bark than the other one is. So
the
other one's more woody than the other. So the
wood
Starbucks
chips.
One.
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay. So yeah, one is chipboard. The other one is like IKEA furniture.
MDF. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Pure plywood.
I like it. So the tea thing. So. You're a massive lover of tea then, right? So did you? I
mean, I quite like it.
It's just a thing. Yeah. It's just a thing you do, right?
I basically like I couldn't remember how I'd come up with it, and my girlfriend reminded me yesterday that I came up with it because I watched Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld. which may or may not have been someone else's idea first.
Yeah.
It probably was.
Mm.
I mean, it almost definitely was. There's evidence to suggest as such. It came
Is
out
that
yesterday.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dear.
I can't remember. I can't remember who it is. Oh, it was Diane Spencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know her.
Was it her?
Diane Spencer?
I'm gonna check. Oh, I can't check. I'm not on the internet.
So Diane Spencer.
So it could have been her. I'll double check it later. If it wasn't her, I'll bleep out her name.
A person.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's evidence come to light that has shown that it's like been someone else's idea to start.
Yeah, basically they went to a production company ages ago, like years ago, and said, "Oh, I've got this idea for this show. Can we do this?" And they said, "Oh no, I don't think people will watch that." And then 6 months later, that same production company brought out the Robert Llewellyn one.
Wow.
So that came to light because Robert Llewellyn was saying, "You've stolen my TV show," like to Jerry Seinfeld.
Wow.
Jerry Seinfeld issued an apology saying like, "Oh yeah, he may have come up with it first."
Huh.
And then Diane Spencer, she was like, "Yeah, but like he didn't come up with that first anyway. Like that was my partner." So
wow.
yeah, it was a bit shitty. But
That's it, man.
But the point being, I wanted to come up with the quintessentially British version of comedians getting coffee. So
technically,
it's just,
isn't it Chinese? Isn't tea? Doesn't tea originate in China?
Yeah, but English people like tea. So
cultural appropriation.
Oh my god! Yeah,
that
was. I said it in the first episode as well. One of Stuart Goldsmith's jokes is something about wearing an Indian headdress at a festival, and someone's like, "Oh, that's cultural appropriation." And he's like, "I think you'll find it is within my culture to take your culture," which is like, it's absolutely correct. Like, yeah, so it's fine. Tea is ours now.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's very nice China as well. I like the. It's getting better as time goes on. It's getting a bit more. You can actually taste the apple.
Oh, you can taste the apple.
It's really nice.
Oh, I've just taken my first sip for the sake of the listener. That is taste. Oh, I really like that.
Yeah, it's usually it smells better than it tastes, but this is it's a really good tea.
I think I think I might be in a run-in for one of my favourites so far. Actually. I like to make a little noise when I sip, so that that's still usable on the podcast.
You give me for the soundscape there. I like that. It's nice. Yeah.
Now, would you like to guess the ingredients?
Cinnamon.
Yes.
Apple.
Do you want to guess the percentage of cinnamon?
I'd say that it's maybe 15%.
Ooh, 25.
Oh,
25% cinnamon. So use that to guess the percentage of apple. Because apple is in there, you're correct.
I'd say 45%.
38%.
Oh, I'm not far off.
You're not far off.
All right.
You're not far off.
Oh, taste buds.
There is another apple-based. You won't get it. It's apple pomace. 20%. What is pomace?
I think just pulp is it? Something.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because like a pumice stone gets dry skin off your foot, so I suppose that is like you're grating an apple. Yeah, in the same way you would your foot. A
foot of an apple.
Yes,
I've never seen a foot of an apple.
I've got a bit of apple foot in
got
this.
A stalk, a foot, or maybe a toe, because we want the tender bits, don't we?
That makes sense.
Yeah,
it's like the little because they got a bum.
Yeah,
they've got the sphincter on the button.
But you don't have the on the apple. You don't want the. It's I guess when you're grinding up a bit of apple, that you want the toe. Got a bum, but you don't want the big toe because the big toe's probably really hard to grind up. You want the little baby toe that the really awkward one,
little nibbly one.
Yeah, the one you save to last.
Well, the one next to it, because I would argue little toe very usable, so it's probably going to be sort of fairly strong and muscly. The one next to it gets very little use.
That's true. It's
going to be the most sort of fatty and delicious. The communications degree of the toe world sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. Wasn't that the one that went to drama school?
Yeah, that's right. That was the one that went and is working in recruitment now.
Yeah. Right. There are three other ingredients that are named. There's natural flavourings, but then
sugar?
there's three other no sugar. It's all natural stuff.
Cloves.
No. Interesting. I mean, I'll be honest with you. You probably won't get them, and I don't think that's an insult
cayenne
to
pepper.
say.
It's all right. It's all right.
There's roasted chicory root, citric acid, and sweet blackberry leaves.
This is more like a spell than a tea, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
It's,
Eye of Newt.
I feel like I've been hexed rather than than quenched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might be in trouble.
I've been cursed. You sure these tea pigs? You sure they're not like a coven of some kind?
Well, I mean, they could be. They could be being run by a witch called Louise, because she signs every packet.
Oh, that's.
And this was like Stuart went on a bit of a rant about teas personalising themselves.
Yeah, it's a bit obsessive, isn't it? The signing every single packet.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely. You got to get tired.
It's true.
Yeah.
Just relax, just chill. It's all right. We get it. We'll get who made the tea. Just print it. It's good. But
well done, Louise. You've done a grand job.
You've done well.
Just give me my tea.
Yeah, exactly. Just let go.
So how you been, man?
I've been good, man. I'm just I've been really good actually. I have been enjoying myself, enjoying comedy, gigging. Went to Berlin last month and did a lot of gigs over there. Stayed in a hostel.
Specifically to gig? Oh yeah, if you're staying in a hostel,
To gig. I was just like, I did Cosmic over there.
You don't stay in a hostel by accident, do you?
No, you don't. No, not at all. I stayed there for 7 nights, and the first first 2 nights I was there. Well, 2 nights I was there. I had the top bunk, the worst place to be, because you got to climb up past people, feeling really awkward, and get into the top bunk as quietly as you can. But for some reason, all this stuff is made out of China, and it's just like and all the loudest metals or materials you can possibly create something out of. Yeah. And like screw together with something that doesn't really close properly, so it squeaks and everything. Anyway, it's on the top bunk. After the second night, the person who was in the bottom bunk on another side, because there was 8 people to this dorm, because comedy pays an awful lot. Yeah. And so I was in this. So I moved. They changed the sheets of that lower bunk. I was like, right, there's no one else here. I quickly took those sheets off my bed, put them on the lower bunk, put the new sheets on the other one, and no one came in and embarrassed me that I was actually doing that. Because I wanted the coveted bottom bunk, because it's got a curtain on the bottom bunk, which gives you a little bit of privacy.
Nice.
And I had that until the very last part of my stay. So I just had that. But unfortunately, the first 3 nights were great because I managed to get a little bit of sleep. But after that, there was a full house there, 8 people, including me, and I was just like, I wasn't sleeping right, and it really started to affect my gigging over there, to be honest. And I was just like going to gigs, like, this stuff. I've really had such a great time with these jokes, and at the beginning of the first 3 nights, and then after that, I was just exhausted. I couldn't catch up on the, on just my recovery. Yeah. But so I've been doing that. I've been gigging. I did a show in Dorset for the Shaftesbury Fringe. Oh, okay. That was so much fun, and this one's called A Jerk. That's the working title, but it's going to change. But it's a story show about basically my life and kind of finding out who you are and who your parents are, and nature versus nurture. And it was only the second outing of it, and I just got had a PowerPoint presentation, and funny enough, I got interviewed on a podcast before I did it, and the guy who was interviewing me, he asked me a question. He said, so Winter, because I did the Fringe last year as well, that Fringe, and I had a great time, and everyone else put on their Fringe flyer £14, £12, and I was like, it's a Fringe show, I usually don't charge, so I put free. Okay. And I got about 80 people come to my show, and everyone else had and I was at 10:30, and I just did a joke show last year and had real fun. I took it to Edinburgh as well, but that was sort of like the first outing of the order of the jokes, and just see how it goes. And so I went and did the.
What's that one called?
That one was called By the Power of Grayskull. Nice. I just wanted to fuck about and have fun and just get and bed some stuff into my head so I can reach it whenever I need to. Great. So go to a club and go, okay, what do they want? This, okay, go that.
So was it a set order of the stuff, or
it was a bit of a flow to it. Yeah, there was so it wasn't necessarily that many segues. It's just one thing. It was like a conversation sort of thing. And so I went and did that last year down there, and I had 80 people in, and had a great time. Really enjoyed it, and so I thought I'll do it again this year. But I did a story show. So when I did the podcast for the Shaftesbury Fringe, the guy who was doing it, he said to me, "So you're on at 10:30?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I just come back from Japan." So we'll get to that in a minute. And then so he did some. He was like, "You come back from you just come back from Japan, but you're doing the show at 10:30. It's a storytelling show. Now the Shaston Social Club is all about the laugh, how are you going to make this show funny? And I was like, and that was such a shitty question. What a shitty question that is to ask. Like, I'm a comedian, you know. I'm like, of course I'm going to make it funny.
Dickhead.
What a and I was like, you know, like, I just was like taken aback a second. I was like, well, I'm going to do it with jokes, of course. I've got the skills to write like stories with jokes, and I'm going to use a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, as soon as you mentioned PowerPoint presentation, everyone goes, well, it's fucking TED Talk. It's not a TED Talk. There is energy and momentum and kinetic, hilarity behind it. Because you're not going to go up there and just go, because then it won't work. There's a lot of people do that. I'm not going to do that. You know, so I was like, but I thought it was a shitty question to ask anyway. But I went down there and I really had a great time doing it. And it's only the second hour. It was a work in progress. And the second time I did it, I had a couple of jokes. You know, you do a show, and you've written a show, and you know it's good. It's good, but it needs tweaking and tightening up. But you know, there's 2 jokes in there that are your jokes that you're like, fuck, man, these 2 jokes. I don't care about the rest of the show, but these 2, fuck. I love these.
This is the one everyone's going to be talking about.
You know, or even just for you, you're like, I hope these work because I'm having so much fun writing them and creating them. Because I was using sound, I was using the PowerPoint presentation, and I was using my the all the skills that I developed over the last maybe 7-8 years. You know, so it's just like, I'm putting it all in, and it's all connecting and evolving with it. And I was just like, oh man, this is fucking great. I was just so happy with how it went because there were. Friday night crowd. It's not quite hot on last Friday. It was, you know, and so went down there, and there's the first night at the Fringe, and they were all like, been on the beer. They've seen a few shows, and they're on the beer. And so as soon as I was like, hey, and they were like, yay, and they started heckling, and I was like, all right, okay, this is fine. I don't have a problem with this. This is great. But ate into my time a huge amount. I had to do like 10 minutes of settling at the top. And then because a woman at the back saw me doing some crowd work and interaction, trying to settle everyone down, she was like, oh, when's the funny gonna start? I was like, I was being funny though. I was being funny, but she thought, oh right, it's time to chip in as well, right? Let's all chip in, because she wanted the banter as well. I was like, no, I was just settled and getting into the show, and all the show went really well. Like parts of it, there's a couple of jokes in there, but. Because you met my wife, she's Gujarati, and the people I stayed with in Shaftesbury, the lady was Indian who had the Airbnb, and her husband was Gujarati, and they came to the show as well that night. And because I was chatting with some, my wife's Gujarati, I'm half Sri Lankan, and she was like, and so the show's about this and that, and then so there's some stuff about Gujarati people and Irish people and like Sri Lankan people and like me meeting my family from that side and all that. So that's what the show's about, really. And so it was nice to bring that they came and they laughed. I was like, just made sure I wanted to see if that, I was like, because I know my wife liked the joke. I want to see if like other people that aren't related to me that really enjoyed that joke. I mean, the joke I used it in my club set, but I wasn't sure if it would work for I wasn't sure if it would work. Do you know what I mean? You're still testing it out because it worked as a throwaway, but I was wondering if it would work in a build up, because you know yourself, you can build up to something and it just doesn't, it's not as good. But anyway, the thing is, so I came back from that, I was buzzing, man. I was like, first time I used this PowerPoint presentation for a show and some sound effects to sort of to pull back and reveal as well. I used them in a way I was like, not an obvious way, just didn't exaggerate a story, but did the opposite of that, which was really fun, because I was like, yeah, great, I've got an idea now and I can use this to its full potential. I was like, came out with loads of ideas and it's like, right. And then I drove to Cambridge to record a podcast and record my podcast. I was like, and I was totally fucked. So I was so tired, and I was like, man, it's been a long day. But like, so I did that, and but so I've just been recovering it from like just sheer adrenaline and just enjoying myself, you know. People ask me how I am, and I'm really good, man. I'm like, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy with how things are going, you know. I did Japan in April. I closed a couple of gigs over there. And you know what, right? It gave me the passion. How did that come
about? Did you go out there to gig?
I went out there specifically to gig, because I want to create a network of people to kind of do tours out there, you know? Cool. Because this country's great for gigging, and like I've travelled an awful lot. But you know what? I've travelled 5 hours to Newquay and 5 hours home again in one night. Yeah. And you know what, right? And I could gig the same. I could probably get the same money to going somewhere else where I don't know, like Europe or maybe further, whatever it is, for the same money and end up with the same money in my pocket. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and I'd rather experience comedy and experience more life to build into my comedy, because when I first started, a few years ago, and that's about maybe second or third year I was like, right, fuck, I want to go to Amsterdam and see these places and gig there, and I was like, I'd forgotten what that passion was like, to go to places and you're terrified and you go, oh, I don't know if this is going to work because these people are not
different
my people.
From me. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. These are complete. They have a sense of humor, but a different sense of humor.
Yeah.
And we're talking about like Croatians as well, and like the Germanic and Dutch people, very serious, very very sort of deadpan, waiting for you to crack and sweat to see if you will break. And then and it's interesting to see that, especially when you meet them first. They're like, okay, we'll just figure this person out. Are they sweating? Are they chill? Are they happy in their own skin? Okay, cool, they are. That's fine. But it's interesting to. And it's interesting. It just makes you a much more richer person, and you can it's just great, man. I know. So that's what I was doing. I went to Japan and did a couple of gigs over there, and got to know a couple of people. And I'm gonna go back in about 8 months and take my hour show with me. Like not the story show, but just like all the stand up I'm just building up. I've been building up for the last few years, and now just putting it all together, man. So yeah, that's my aim. I've got loads to aim at this year. This year is like just. Setting the targets and going for it, because I've built
Hence your sort of vision board, as it were.
Well, it's not really a vision board, it's just a list. It's like, I just got like I've got to finish a sitcom, I've got to finish the Guinness.
I noticed that starts at number 2.
Yeah, because I get tired of rewriting the numbers in now, because that is because the first one was do the storytelling show in Dorset.
Okay.
That was on the list. That was number 1. Get the show down, get that done. So I did that, and now it's sitcom, then Guinness Encyclopedia, podcast, 2 kids shows, and then I'm going to read the some sort of dictionary of some kind.
You're going to read the dictionary?
Yeah, because I want to just write as many jokes as I can on that as well.
Right. Okay.
So I'm reading the Guinness Encyclopedia I've nearly finished it. I'm up to page 523, and there's 215 pages left of that, and I've nearly I've taken loads of one-liners out of it, but there's more to be had in it. There's way more jokes than I thought I could find. It was just a mission I set myself. It's like, okay, let's just get disciplined and try and get some stuff out there, because that's another show. That's another show. Yeah. So because basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a back catalogue, so I can anywhere I go, I can go, right, what do you want? Smart jokes. Okay, well I've got those.
Yeah.
You want dirty
just read an
jokes?
encyclopedia.
Yeah. And it's really, even with my crowd work where I'm seeing, so engineer is like, okay, great, you can talk about whatever it is, or or you're working in a steel mill. Okay, great. Well, all build all those that discipline all comes into the same thing.
Yeah.
So you have this knowledge.
How far? What letter are you on?
Oh, it's not. It doesn't go by letters. It goes by subjects.
Oh, okay.
But towards the end, it's going to get very dense. It's going to go by political, have Wikipedia when you search, say, Zaire for some reason. Right? It'll have like all the population for that time, but all this information is historical in the fact that it's from the 1990s, because this is a 1990 encyclopedia. So, which is interesting.
So many of your facts are going to be wrong.
Yeah. But isn't that with every fact now?
Absolutely.
Someone's disproving it every second, aren't they?
Yeah.
And fake news, isn't it? It's all fake news now. But yeah,
that's sort of. I want to do a concept show, which will run alongside sort of my solo show when I finally get it to Edinburgh. But well, just when I'll just second half of a tour show is what I meant. I wanted to do a show based on the 90s internet search engine Ask Jeeves, and I will call it Ask Deaves. And many of my answers will be dated because
it'd be funnier.
It'll just be fun, yeah.
It'd be funnier, yeah. Of course,
and,
yeah.
Like obviously, basically, it's going to be asking the audience for like whatever you'd put into Google. But they're going to ask me, and I'm going to pretend that I know everything and try and answer anything. And I've done it a couple of times. It's hard. It's really hard. It's been quite fun, but not 100%. But
yeah. But that's it. It's always a work in progress, isn't it? And you'll find another tool to elevate it, if you like, to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Like every time you do, I could do that, and then pull that in there. And
there's maybe a couple of bits, like a couple of little sections. I can do like a Yahoo Answers sort of agony aunt type thing, and sort of get someone on stage and like work through some issues, but hopefully in a funny way.
Yeah.
Rather than it getting dark.
Yeah,
there's a surprising amount of people that love, like, it's sort of like a really deep heckle.
What's this?
Because they'll sort of, like, you'll be talking to someone and they'll just immediately drop in like, oh yeah, I'm dying. Just like, oh, okay, right. Just really railroads what you're trying to sort of achieve.
Like what they say that they are dying themselves.
Yeah. Like they'll reveal that they've got some like life-threatening disease. It's happened a surprising amount of times. The other day, and this might not make me look too good.
Where's this gig? Where's this gig?
Well, one of them was in a place near Norfolk, and like I was chatting to a guy, and I can't remember what it was, but like I was making a comment about something, and I'll probably delete this out of the actual podcast.
You didn't say his name.
No,
it's fine.
No, I don't know his name, but his mum was like, "Oh yeah, he's got like a life-threatening illness," and I was like,
"How the fuck did you supposed to know that?"
Okay, right, cool.
So what? Like,
yeah,
you know, I mean, I'm sorry, but like people die every day. You know, I mean, no one's death is more special than the next person. Like, it's all the same.
I dealt with it well at the time, but I feel like anyone listening to this story will think he's a prick.
No, but why would it? But like, you're a comedy club. You know, why would someone bring that up to it might not even be, because that sounds
she
like...
She did apologise afterwards. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to make that come out like that. And I was like, okay, still did, but yeah, fine.
Yeah, but in fairness, it's in that situation, it sounds like they're trying to deliberately hobble you.
Yeah.
So no one's really going to think that you're an asshole. Because you just...
Hopefully.
You're going to try and hold on to the joy in the room.
I got away with it, yeah. I mean, I did that about 5 minutes into a 20-minute set, and it ended well. So
that's good, mate. That's good. Yeah, I mean, you dug yourself out of the hole that the person could be buried in later.
I mean, I climbed over the chairs and hugged him. So it was.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, how old was the guy?
Early 20s.
Oh, it's a shame, isn't it?
Like,
well,
mid 20s.
It's not your fault, is it? It's just how life is.
But he was a lovely guy. I think she said he was getting better, but
how the fuck is he? How can he get better if he's going to die?
He may not have.
That's a mean.
He may not have got better. I don't want to say that definitively.
He's perfectly well now.
Yeah.
He's well. He's sleeping well for a long time.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but anyway, look, that's life, isn't it? So anyway,
but the other day, another gig. There's a guy sitting in the front row, and he's just sitting there, his arms folded, looked livid, looked really angry, and I just said like, "Oh, hey man, how you doing?" Like, and he's like, "Oh," and I said, like, "Oh, what's going on? Like, kind of, you okay? Like, kind of, you seem a bit annoyed. Like, what's going on?" And he just went, "Oh, I've got high functioning autism, like Bach." And I was like, oh, right. So, like, I assume that he brought that up because he's got, like, some outstanding skill. Like, sort of, you know, someone with, like, high-function autism often does do.
Yeah.
And, like, and obviously everyone's sort of sitting there going, ugh, and, like, there's some weird dude in the corner killing himself laughing. And, like, I was dealing with it reasonably well. And I said, like, oh, so what do you do? Thinking, like, I'm going to get some gold out of this because he's gonna be like, oh, I can see inside people, so I paint their insides in oil paints, and you know, I don't know, like something sort of ridiculous and fantastic. And he went, "Oh, just try to be a good person." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know what to." And I was like, "Right, cool, man. Enjoy the evening." And he's like, but he genuinely seemed really annoyed. So like,
but some people don't know what's going on with their face. So
no, I don't. Really I get.
I hear you.
People have a go at me all the time, and my girlfriend has a go at me all the time because she's like, "Why are you looking at him like that?" I'm just like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You look like you want to like take a shit on him." Just like, "Oh no,
just thinking,
it's just my face."
Yeah, I know. I got that as well. I think I got that problem for sure.
Yeah,
especially on public transport, I get some strange looks, man.
Yeah,
I get some very odd looks, and I go, "Oh yeah, stay in the room.
Yeah,
don't go into your head.
Yeah,
it's just stay present."
Sometimes I turn around and be like, "Why are they looking at me like that?" She's like, "Because you are doing the same face to them." Oh, okay.
Yeah, totally. Like, just scrunch up. This is your podcast. I'm about to ask you.
Yeah, no, go on. Yeah, go ahead.
So you work in a music shop, right?
Yeah.
And you get some good stuff, man. Yeah, this is your kit is I've said to you before. You're kind of showing me up a bit. I've got a small little. It's not the size, though, is it? It's not the size.
It's not the size. No,
I mean, get intimidated by you.
Yeah, it's not the size. It's what you can do with it, and I can do much more.
Well, I mean, this is not gonna. We're not gonna find out on this podcast, whatever happens.
Yes.
But like, so you're, so you're at the moment you've got your second show. You're writing your second show.
Yeah.
And
I think it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
Largely.
And what are you going to take it on? You're taking it to
couple of tweaks. I'm taking it to Faversham Fringe later this week. Hopefully this will come out in time. So if anyone listens and you're in Kent and you want to come to Faversham Fringe, it's at the Arden Theatre. Tickets are available online if you search. Use Google because I don't know the link. But also my Camden Fringe show went on sale today, which it's Tuesday the Monday. Is it Monday?
Monday the 8th.
Monday the 8th. So it went on sale today. Obviously everyone's going to hear this later. But tickets available for that on camdenfringe.com on August the 11th at 8 p.m. Sandwiched between two other shows. Steve Hilly is on after me. Much.
Maltese comedian.
Yes, and Joe Ramiro.
Yep.
Doing a speed dating show before me. Is that her?
Yeah, she's lovely.
Yeah, cool.
And so you're so what have you been doing then apart from? Have you done the Camden Fringe before?
Yeah, I did the Albany last year.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's cool. It's really nice. Yeah. Like sort of decent audience, about 15 or so, which is like, it's fine.
That's enough to get by.
It's cool, but it's really, really good fun actually. Really, really enjoyable.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Cool.
Yes.
But
I'm doing Camden Comedy Club this year.
Oh, that's a nice venue.
Yeah, I've not been there before actually, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
You're gonna take something to get some pictures, are you?
Yeah.
Gotta do it, innit? Gotta do the gram.
Yeah.
Get the gram, kind of populate that gram with some shit.
That's it. Well, hopefully by the time I do that, because I've got a couple of album previews beforehand, so hopefully it will be ready and in a sort of decent state. So I might, I'll get someone to photograph it, but I might get someone to set up a little camera.
So
still some bits from it.
Let's go back to the tea.
Go on.
Right. So I've got a few stories about tea.
Yeah.
What kind of stories? Yeah. What is this? Is this show rated on any level of like you want to keep it? You want to keep this show sort of like child friendly, or do you mention drugs or anything on this show?
Talk about whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay. Well, basically, right. Let's say I got a few stories.
You can talk about ayahuasca.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't done ayahuasca.
Because that is technically tea as well.
So yeah,
which is mad because I had Cole Donnelly on the first show and he didn't mention ayahuasca. So
he didn't.
No, but he had a whole show about it.
Oh,
so.
Weird.
Yeah,
he got tired of doing it.
No, but I'll get him. I'll get him back on and he can tell that story.
Yeah. Was it? But so basically, I've like probably everyone, I've drunk tea since I was real young. And I can remember when I was about 5 and I had a cup of tea and I put like I don't know what, I was like, I have tea every morning. I was like, okay, and I like a little cod liver oil tablet,
right? And
I put it in my tea, and my mother made me drink the tea because she's like, you can't waste that tea. And I was like, oh man, this is gross. I didn't ever do that again.
Yeah. Why did you do that?
Because I just want to see what it's like. Because I thought,
to do.
Well, yeah, it's hot, it dissolves. I'm like, oh, let's see what this,
Yeah.
And it was stupid. It was 5, innit? So I didn't put anything else in there though. But I think
you had to drink a tea with cod liver oil in it at 5 years old.
Yeah, I think I was. I tried to put the
around about 5 years old. I put a frozen pea up my nose.
Yeah.
And then my mum had to take me to hospital in the end because we couldn't get it out, and they took it out and they gave it back to me, and I put it back in.
Oh. Well,
that's what happened. Like kids make mistakes.
It's true. But I did try the other multivitamin ones. The red ones you
I know exactly
ones you
mean,
like. The round ones you have the little kind of.
Yeah.
I think I put one of those in. It didn't taste too bad, but it was a cod liver oil that just kind of tipped the balance. I was like, no, this is crazy. This doesn't make sense.
It's not good at any time, is it?
No. So that's tea. But when I got older, like I did. I remember I had a bit of a misspent youth when I was a kid, and I remember I took a lot of mushrooms. The first time I took a lot of mushrooms, right, in Ireland and in Cork. I had a friend of mine gave me some, and so there's 2 times actually, but this is one time, right? There's 2 times, but this is important, right? So the first time, a friend of mine gave me like 20 or so of these mushrooms, and I was like, oh, well, I've never taken them before anyway. And my mum was at work, and my dad was at home, and my sister was there, and my other brothers were away. But so we had like for dinner we had soup, but before that I was sitting in the kitchen. There was the curtain kept on curling up and waving at me and like doing like the magic carpet thing from Aladdin, And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. This is fun. Anyway, so I go in to have my dinner, and it's soup, and it's just me. I say my dad and like my sister. So we're all having soup, and no one's saying anything. It's very quiet. Ireland's just dead. We're in countryside. It's dead, and so we're drinking our soup, and all I can hear is like this, and that is just too much for me. I'm just breaking my ass laughing every set. I'm looking around, and the dog is there. I'm looking at the dog, and the dog's kind of going, well, we can hear this all the time. I don't know what you're fucking laughing so much about this. So I'm just like drinking this soup, and this is making me laugh so much. And my dad and he goes, "What is so funny?" And I was like, "I just heard something funny at school." I was like, the lamest excuse, because my eyes are like dinner plates at this stage. I was like totally off of it altogether. Anyway, so I was crying with laughter. It was just ridiculous, so funny. It was just so loud, and so I went upstairs anyway, and I had the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour. Album, put that on. That was way too loud. I couldn't listen to that. I just sat in the corner, kind of like just too much anyway. But the other time we a friend of mine, I won't say his name, but I went to school with him for a bit. Well, he went to school, then left school, but he was a good friend of mine for many years, and I haven't seen him for a while now because I'm back to Ireland for a couple of years. But his parents owned a shop in Skibbereen, right? That's where I'm from, right? And this little shop had a sweet shop downstairs, right? And so we went up to a field which is at the back of Skibbereen, which is like mushroom fields for miles. There's so many mushrooms. You could go up there and pick mushrooms for days. And you can get psilocybin, recreational, recreational mushrooms, right? Not like ink caps and like your ones you have in stew. But these were, so you get like 300 in like 10 minutes. Right. And so we got we got about that many, about 300 or so. I count them anyway. And of course we didn't have any place to make tea, so my mate said, "Okay, let's go down to my place and we'll went to his place. My parents had a sweet shop downstairs, and he got the kettle and got all the tea making stuff. Took it up to his room, and we put all the mushrooms in the kettle." And then just boiled the kettle for about 10 minutes, held it on, But the thing was, because it was boiling, it's not meant to boil over. It literally just, had the lid on and it boiled over onto all the sockets. So we're upstairs in his room, and the whole it trips a switch of the house and the shop downstairs. This is like 6 o'clock in the evening when everyone's getting their paper, the kids are getting sweets for everywhere. It's just right next to like the town hall, which is like really busy time. And anyway, and his mother, who, God rest her soul, she just died recently. She was banging on the door, going, for example, Paul, I know you're making mushroom tea. I know you. And we were like, it's too late. We've already made the tea and we've drunk it, and I was a bit of a crazy kid, and I was like, all right, I ate all the mushrooms and drunk the tea, and my mate was just like, Paul was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not getting anything off this. And I was destroyed. And that paranoia of his mother coming up and knocking on the door just sent me like, woo, okay, this is great. So funny though. It was so funny. It was such a funny story though. But it was just such a funny time. I did crazy stuff when I was a kid like that. But after that day, right? Because this was on Friday evening, right? We went to a friend's of ours' house, and we stayed there. And I had a few too many. And you kind of get a bit like crazy, and I had a tendency to be very paranoid, and anyway, everyone else went to bed, okay, right, but I couldn't sleep, so I was up in the middle of in the morning, and I was like I was watching the sun come up about 5 in the morning, and heard noise, looked over, there was a monkey climbing this tree. I was like, oh my god! So I quickly closed the door, locked the door.
I assumed there wasn't a monkey.
No, in my head there was a monkey there, right? So I locked the caravan.
It's like a squirrel.
I was staying in the caravan, right?
Yeah.
So I locked all the doors, locked all the windows, and I was like, there's a monkey outside, and there was no one else there, just me on my own. And finally, someone that my friend, my mate, came to the door. She's like, "Are you okay, Winter?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Well, I tell her." I was like, and I couldn't help myself. I was like, "There's a monkey outside. How'd you get in here?" And I locked the door behind her, which came in. I was like, "Oh my god, there's a monkey outside." So anyway, she's like, "I think you better come in the house," because I've been on my own all night, you know. And so they took me in the house and sat me down. It's a Sunday, it's about Sunday now, and sat me down at the breakfast table. And so I was sitting there, and with her dad, and her dad knew my dad. You know, right. And my mom, you know, they used to come around, they used to drink with them and whatever. It's like, you know, so So like I was sitting at the dinner table like this, right, and off my game completely. They give me toast, and I'm like, I didn't really want toast. They gave me a cup of tea, but I was like eating. It's like you're chewing like a sand, a piece of sand in your mouth is what you're trying to get through this thing, right? So I was getting through that, and then I was thinking to myself, the door was open, half open, like a split door, and I was like, I can see outside. I better not. I was like, there's a little voice would go, tell him about the monkey. And there's a radio on. I was thinking, maybe. I was like, so I said to the dad, I was like, Joe, did you hear anything on the radio about the escaped monkey? Because like in my head, the logic of that, I was like, there's a monkey. I saw a monkey outside, and the dad was just looking at me like, okay, all right. And my mate was like, Winter, come on, trying to get me out of the kitchen, like abort. But it was great. It was funny, man. It was so funny. But yeah, it was funny days. So funny days. But other times about that, my tea. So I started doing all that when I was a kid, and like I just don't do that more. But
I mean, how old were you?
I was 15 or 16.
Good grief.
Something like that. But
hallucinogenics when you
mate, I'm there were, like it was.
I mean, I imagine there's not a lot to do in rural.
There's not a lot to do.
Ireland,
So it is pretty lacking in any sort of recreational activities apart from recreational.
But there's fields and fields upon.
Yeah, it's the Celtic way, isn't it? Yeah. It's like some sort of substance abuse.
Yeah. If
it's not meat.
If it's not potatoes. It's mushrooms.
I mean, the potatoes aren't as hallucinogenic, really.
No, you really have to go overboard.
I mean, well, in fairness, like a guy from E17 did nearly run himself over after having one too many jacket potatoes.
What?
Do you not know this?
I don't think so.
No, is it Brian Harvey?
Could be.
Is it Brian Harvey? I'm not sure if it's the correct name for the guy from E17. He accidentally ran himself over one night, and his excuse for that was the fact that he ate one too many jacket potatoes. That is the exact quote from him.
I mean, that's spectacular.
I know, that's an interesting.
I wonder what his
excuse.
train of thought was.
I mean, we've all had a carb coma, but come on, you don't. I've never had that bad, Like
no.
Not running yourself over. I mean, what were you doing?
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I had a bit of a misspent youth, and yeah, but it was fun. But one thing is, I always had a list though. You got the list we talked about there on the board. Yeah. Not a vision board, guys. I'm not woo woo like that, but I have ideas that I need to do and goals I need to set and targets I need to go towards. But I've always had like a bucket list, even when I was because I never thought I'd make it to 30 because of all the abuse that I laid on myself when I was that age. And I thought, man, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. And it's like, what if live like there's no tomorrow? And I really thought I was never gonna make it past 30 because I'm like 29 now. And so basically I made these lists of things to do, and I always wanted to go to China to study kung fu. Because I watched. I got my first dan in karate, and I was like, oh man, I love this. This is great. I love the discipline, because I love the discipline about everything. And like I was talking about all the disciplines, like come up together. You even with comedy, like you can do acting, you can do like presenting, you can do public speaking, or voiceover work. And all those disciplines come together. You need the tone of voice. You need the energy. You need the sort of your what your point is in the thing to kind of give all the whole world that you're creating on stage life, or whatever it is, whatever medium you're using. And so I was like, the discipline of karate was the first thing I had, because in Ireland there was no, when I went to career guidance counselor, it was like, so what should I do? I don't know. I know I'm funny at school. What can I do? Can I do something there? I don't know. No, how about a trade? Is it a funny trade? No, there's no route. There was no route for when I was a kid, and so and there's no real drama pursuit that you could have in the secondary schools I had. Right. There was like a nativity play, and that was like the most lamest thing. And I was like, I always was one that got the most lines, because they were like, oh, Winter has the energy to carry this through. I didn't have the energy to make it interesting, but I had the energy to do it. I was like, oh, it was so boring, man. I was the first king of the three wise men nearly every year. And one year as a shepherd, but it's just like, oh man, it's like we're in secondary school. I was like 14 at the time, and like, and all this sort of thing, and so all this kind of stuff didn't really give you an avenue to pursue. So I was just like, kind of bouncing from thing to thing, and so I think I saw The Matrix, right? And I was like, oh, The Matrix. And I was like, oh, kung fu. I want to learn kung fu. I want to go to China to learn martial arts where it began. You know, where it all facets came off and fractured into all these wonderful, diverse, disciplines. So I went there, and because it was on the bucket list, I went to China. I was like, right, okay. Got there, and I didn't go to the Shaolin Temple because the Shaolin Temple is a place where you have to sleep on concrete. Okay, right. And I was like, right, I don't want to do that. I need a bed. You know, I want a bed. I want to sleep.
I'm a fan of a bed.
Yeah, I like a bed. You know, so I went to the one that was next down, and it wasn't that expensive. I stayed for like 3 months there, and I thought, because I'm only there for 3 months, I want to do. I'll do Wing Chun because Shaolin Kung Fu is too much. I won't learn enough.
Okay.
So I thought Wing Chun would be enough to just kind of to pick up quickly enough, and it was really fun. But before I went, I was like, okay, I better get the splits down before I go, because they will literally break my legs before, because they did the monks there, like the guys that like were training us. Christ. They would literally stand on your legs, you know, and so you could do the splits. And before I went, I could do the splits. And weird thing is, guys doing the splits, not sexy at all. But, you know, and just, I saw I was doing the splits anyway, got down to do them. And when I got out there, you're training for like, maybe 7 hours a day, right? You're doing like conditioning, you're doing cardio, you're doing, you know, the Wing Chun, and then you're doing more conditioning, and you're doing some sort of like a Shaolin Tai Chi, which is like a moving one, right? And you're getting up at like 5:30 in the morning doing Tai Chi and Qigong. It's great. It was the best experience, and I was there.
You say great. That sounds tiring.
But it was amazing. But it was what it's like comedy. You know, when you're doing something you love to do, and you've chosen, you want to do. You're like, this is all I need, and this is what I love. This.
So, like comedy, did you also keep waking up every day going, "Why am I doing this?"
No, because it's you, because you know because your passion, it's your love. You're holding on to the rock of what you love. You know, like, no, this is it's proof of self, isn't it? It's like proof of self-determination. It's like, that is the thing I want to do. And it's just so I was like, so I get up and I was like, and I'd be doing this stuff, and I'm like, I thought to myself when I was doing it, I was like, I don't need anything else. This is all I need. I wish I had loads of money that I could just stay here forever and learn all of these disciplines, because it was such a meditative moment and peaceful moment in my life, and we'd have breakfast, and then we'd have this green tea with everything, and this green tea, man, got amazing tea for you before you leave.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give you some. It's from Japan. It's one of the really good stuff. It's really good stuff. You can have that.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
No worries, man. Was it but like it's
I'll say that for. I've got Rich Wilson is coming on. Yeah. Hopefully this week I'm recording with him. So
nice.
Yeah, I'll save it for him.
Yeah, do. Was it or say it for yourself? You know, whenever you want it. But like, I'm sure he can get it himself. You know, that's it. But
he's
it's
doing well. He can afford his own tea.
Exactly. So you had this green tea, and like but when I was there, the first 3 weeks I was there, I was training. It was like 7 hours a day. We run up the mountain and run back down again, right? People bear crawling up the mountain and bear crawling. You know, we do it like 8 times. And I was like, I was trained for it. I trained really hard, and I was able, cardio wise, I was fine. But the problem is, because you're training so much, your muscles they get so tired, and then you and I was at the end of the first week of all the training in the week, I was like, oh man, my muscles were so tired, and we had to spar on the Friday, and I was like, man, this is like because your muscles sort of just give up and then relax. And then after that, you're able to do the splits, no problem. You're able to even be even more flexible and more and quicker. But I say, because of the training so much, I was so tired, and I was in the ring with a couple of other people from Europe, and there was one guy who was a boxer, right? He was quick, man. He was really quick, and he'd been there for like about a couple of months before me, so he'd acclimatized already, and I was just so slow, and I was just trying to keep him away, and man, he was just unloading on me, and he knocked me down like 3 times, and I was like. And I got up, kept trying, coming back, and I've got it on video as well, of me getting knocked down. But you know what, right? I was getting beaten, but I didn't care, because it was my choice. It was my choice to get beaten and get back up. I kept trying something new, but you know what, right? I didn't have the energy to follow through. You know, even if I had an opening. But it was like even though I'm getting hit in the face, I'm like, yeah, asked for this. This is mine, and no one can take that away from me because I did it. And it was just so fun, man. And no matter what, it was, if that's what you fail or win or fail. You know, it was my choice. Yeah. It was great.
If that's what you like about it, you wouldn't like Southend because you still get beaten there, but it's rarely your choice.
Yeah, no, that's it. But I mean, yeah, but like you choose to go to somewhere. You know, you choose to go to somewhere and put yourself in that position or that situation or that place.
Yeah,
you know, you can move. You've always have a choice. You know, but it was that I was like, but I knew that it was that moment like, you know what, right? I'm gonna keep trying. You know, that was it. And you respect yourself for putting yourself in those situations.
Yeah.
You know, which is like, so I know it sounds stupid, but it was really one of the best experiences, man. And when I came back from that trip, the most zen. It lasted about 6 months.
Yeah.
And you know what, right? And after I started comedy again, because I started comedy on the 12th of the 7th, 2004. Did a first gig.
Okay.
Did about 30 gigs. Stopped.
How old were you then?
I was in my 20s.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I took a couple of years break, a few years, and life got in the way a bit. And then I hit it hard when I was in my 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, my early, like about maybe 31, maybe 30, 31.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I went for it then. That was it. But it's like that break, I needed that break because I just was like all over the place, you know?
Yeah.
But, and I think is I came to the UK, which is where you can get better quicker, because in Ireland, the gigs are far apart.
Right, okay.
You know, and you can't create that much momentum to get really good, you know? So, because like the UK is the Premiership. Yeah, of comedy.
Yeah,
I feel it's it's where and then America, it's there.
Yeah.
Third division.
Different
division.
Yeah.
Different type. It's like it's their soccer, it's their football, this soccer.
Yeah.
So it's but yeah, so it's so I did that, and it was just amazing, man. I was just like, and that when I chose comedy, it's like that was now this time. Right now, I'm loving
it's the equivalent of getting punched in the face.
Yeah, that's it.
I chose this.
You chose it. You're getting punched in the face. Like, yeah, but I'm learning. Okay, you get punched in the face, but in the end, you don't get punched in the face as many times.
Yeah.
You can duck it and weave it, and now you've got other skills that you can dance, a little bit and dance around it, and you're not always gonna get landed every time, but your averages and percentages go up, and it's wonderful to see.
That's a great analogy, man. Yeah.
That's it, man. It's great. I love it. And that's why I love comedy, man, because you see yourself getting better all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just and surely that's all we're looking for, isn't it? Just incremental improvement.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And every time we do it, you find more about yourself, and you shed another skin, and you become, oh man, this. Of course, I'm this. I was that thing, but now I'm this thing now. And it's so nice.
Nice. There's a couple of questions I ask like every time. It feels like after sort of a large in-depth conversation that sort of belittling it, but
not at all.
It's part of the dance, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. Like, I might miss something out. I'm tangential,
You haven't missed anything out because these aren't important questions.
The whole book. These are the emergency questions, the red questions. Okay.
Although, as discussed with Stuart, I can't call them emergency questions because
of Richard Herring.
Richard Herring, he's taken that.
So you're not allowed to. What's he called an ambulance then?
Hey,
what's he called an ambulance? It's like, what do you call it? What do you call the he just calls them the services then, does he?
The health folk.
The health services. Yeah. Okay.
The quick healthers. That's what you call it.
It's not an emergency exit. It's an exit. Okay. Okay. Fine. Right.
Right. So, do you drink a lot of tea?
I drink a lot of tea. I drink a lot of tea and coffee now.
What's your favourite tea?
I drink a lot of Yorkshire tea because I don't get Barry's or Bewley's. I used to drink a lot of Bewley's tea.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
And it was like a loose tea that you could get in like a yellow tin, and we basically have like one of those green little strainer teapots.
Yeah.
And they're great, and like it just reminds me of like when I come home from school when I was a kid. My dad would like, do you want a pot of tea? We'd have a pot of tea together and we'd just chill, and I have like cheese on toast or something, and we're just like, that's great, man. Those are the good times.
Lovely.
But that kind of like, and I've still got the pot in the house.
Oh, nice.
So when I brought it from Ireland and that, but so it's like these kind of Yeah, I'm just such a tea bag, man. I love my tea. And my wife says you drink too much tea. Sometimes I drink so much tea I can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
But in the morning, I'll probably get up at half 7. I'll have a cup of tea. Before I eat anything, I'll have and then I'll have a cup of tea, and then I'll brew some coffee with that tea. I've got a cup in either hand, just to kickstart my day, and then I'll do go to gym or something, and then come back and do some writing. But yeah, it's that's my routine. I'm such a granddad when it comes to just okay, I need the 3 shots, boom, 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 and rule of 3. Yeah. So need the caffeine somewhere.
I mean that's hardcore.
I know it's a bit too much really, I think, but I just find I need to ramp up to the day side, I just need to get that shit going, you know what I mean? So I mean, before you came as well, I was like, we'll have a tea. It's like, no, I want to save the moment to have tea with you so I can taste whatever it is, rather than have another. Yeah. Otherwise I'll just be sloshing around.
On my way up it a bit.
Do you want to do another one?
I could no, I mean no, because it's getting late.
All right.
Like another normal tea, do you mean? Or...
No, whichever tea you want, whatever tea.
I mean, we could drink these on yours if you want.
Yeah, fine, mate. Yeah, that's fine. So I do drink a lot of tea, different kinds. Not so much hallucinogenic tea anymore. Yeah. Although I did a few years ago. I was thinking of maybe trying ayahuasca. Yeah. I thought I'd try it, see what it was like. You try? I didn't try it. I tried because you can try the leaf and the vine. I'm going to butcher this. Ayahuasca fans will probably tell me I'm wrong, but I think the vine is the one that isn't hallucinogenic. Oh, okay. And the leaf is the one that sends you all fucked up.
Gives you the
starts waving at carpets or waving at
visions.
And but the thing is, like, a lot of drugs they alter your perception. It can alter you for permanently. Yeah. And I find that sometimes people who've taken ayahuasca, I've met them before and I've met them after. I don't think they come back fully.
Oh, really?
That's my. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not Mother Teresa here, right, with all that kind of stuff, But I find that you like, even with people who smoke weed and stuff like that, I think they're not quite. Sometimes the speed of thought and the speed of connection is slowed down by whatever substance, unless it's cocaine or speed. Then you're faster and not on this world, on this planet either. I think that it has a detrimental effect on people's
mental abilities.
That's right. Mental gymnastic ability. You also, I think it probably opens up different paths because you have to adapt, I guess. But
for sure.
But I'd rather be able to function on the original level. I don't want to improve on that level rather than set a new level. I've got to rebuild.
I can get to. I mean, I've never been a drugsman.
A drugsman?
Yeah, that's
it's like a tradesman.
Exactly.
Without a certificate, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Or a death certificate.
That's what everyone calls it. No, I've never been a drugsman, but like I know for a fact that I can get to different places in my mind from like meditation and stuff like that.
I wish I'd have found that when I was a kid.
Yeah. Save some hassles.
Yeah, save a lot of money as well. I mean, it was expensive times. Yeah. I could have bought like. I could be a fucking multi-millionaire now with the houses I could have bought with all that money, This is it. But I had a good time. Some stories.
Property magnate.
Plenty of stories. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, right. That's it. Crazy. But and then eventually find drugs again. So you become a property magnate and go, I've got all this money. Do you know what I can spend on cocaine? There you go. Tony Montana style. That's it. Yeah.
Cocaine and hookers.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Damn right. Yeah, that's it. Man, all those houses to enjoy that. Yeah, great.
What do you have in your tea? Like milk-wise?
Just milk. Just
dairy milk.
Just I have the. I'm just laughing because I went to Germany, right? I'm going to do this bit, but anyway, I'm going to leave this bit out. But I'll tell you afterwards. But I have the green milk. Right. I don't have the blue milk because I think there's too much fat in that. I don't want that because it's too. I don't want the red milk because it's like water. Yeah. There's no point in buying that. Just put more water in your tea. It's just going to be a massive waste of time.
Absolutely.
And so so I have the green milk because I like a little bit of something in it. Not too much though. Just it's sort of like a mahogany, like a dark beige.
A teak.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
A teak. Yeah, like a hardwood.
Yes.
That's it. So but that's the problem with Starbucks or when you go to have a breakfast tea somewhere. I find that it doesn't go the colour that I want it to, and I'm like, that is not going to be a good cup of tea. I'm already negative about it.
I went to Costa once at services, and the woman said, "Oh, do you want milk?" I said, "Yes, please." And she went, stop pouring. There was more milk than tea. I was livid.
Holy,
it was ridiculous. And I was so ready to kick off, and my girlfriend was like, "No, let's leave." I was like, I wanted the tea.
It's very particular.
Yeah,
you got to be particular about it.
But like, it was ridiculous. It was like she'd never made tea before.
What, like? Well, maybe because you're in Costa. She's like, this place is for coffee.
Yeah, sorry, I think it's called Costa Coffee.
Yeah, get the fuck out. Yeah, it's like the I used to work when I first came over to this country. I went to a place called Wolverhampton.
Yeah,
and I used to work in a cheesy wine bar. It's like, had a blue shirt. I was like, "Hi, would you like a nice little slice with that?" I was such a dick, like, you know. But I looked like such a dick. But that was what you had to do. You know, blue shirt, black trousers, the whole the works. You know, I was like, and welcome to Casa. But I mean, I love working there. The weekends were great. It was fun. But so I was there, and we had to do the coffee machine. Never used a coffee machine before, because I used to build. My first job was building stone walls.
Right.
I did that for many years, and if I'd have known that there was going to be so much divisions between the communities, I would have carried on building stone walls again, because I'd be a multi-millionaire. Because everyone's divided into these groups now. Let's build a wall between every community. That's it. Divide and conquer. And so I did this job, and they were teaching us some guy from Costa came over to teach us how to make coffees, right? Anyway, I arrived a little bit late, and I was such a dickhead. I was such a cheeky little shit back. Well, I haven't stopped being a cheeky little shit, to be fair.
Just now get paid for it.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. It's fun. You're paid to do that. It's nice, isn't it? It's the best. I was getting paid to do it there as well. I mean, luckily I got away. But so I came in. I was a little bit late, and the guy was like, you know, one of this Italian guy, hair slicked back and like, you know, proper like just. You know, like
Twat.
Gold chain. Italian's like, this is how you make a coffee. I was like, I'm from Costa Coffee, and I was like, just is making me laugh. Just this whole stereotype that he is reinforcing for me. And then he was showing us how to make hot chocolate, right? I was like, I think I know how to make hot chocolate. And I was like, this is how you make hot chocolate, okay? And like you put the hot chocolate in there, and like, you know, you put the marshmallows on the side, or you can put them in the hot chocolate. I was like, okay, fine. And or you could like put cream in. I was like. So he made one with cream, and he made one with marshmallows. But then I was like, oh no, what do you do if they want marshmallows and cream? And he was about to answer, then he saw my face and went, like, with his eyes, fuck you. But we got a certificate from it. I've still got the certificate. I've got a Costa Coffee certificate.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to brag, right? I mean, a lot of people just jump into this barista business without a certificate. I have got a Costa Coffee certificate with my name on it. So
I'm very impressed.
If comedy doesn't go so well, I've got shit to fall back on, my friend. You know, that's it. I've got this shit nailed down, mate.
Incredible. I've never been more impressed by you,
mate. I know. Like, I mean, you can. I will sign your questions book afterwards.
If you could, that'd be great. Yeah.
No problem, mate. No problem.
Yeah.
You can even get a picture with my certificate if you want. I can.
Could you? Actually, that would be quite good.
No problem.
If you've got it to hand, that would be quite funny. I always put a photo on Instagram, so that'd be.
Yeah. Right.
Like nice little niche thing. So yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Third question: are you a biscuit dunker?
I don't really eat biscuits anymore.
You don't eat biscuits anymore?
No, I don't, because I hate talking about dietary suffrage, if you like, because that's what it is. But I'm doing the ketogenic diet at the moment, which is boring as fuck.
Isn't that weird? Like, you don't eat anything that's cooked?
You don't eat any carbs. You don't eat. You have 50 grams of carbs is a low carb, but then you don't eat over 20 grams of carbs. And do you know what? Right, it's helping with energy levels.
Okay.
Especially at gigs.
Yeah, because you always struggled with that.
Yeah. It's a good joke, Si, because I'm very high energy. So but I can control it now. So it's but
like the Incredible Hulk of energy.
Do you know what? Right, that was what it was. I was like, before I had all this energy, but just couldn't channel it. Now it's like Cyclops without the glasses, you know? And without the comedy. So when I couldn't control it, but I've got glasses. It's funny, but it's like. So that isn't low carb. So you basically have all this energy, and you can throughout the day rather than just spikes. Because you know, you get tired and like you're doing stuff, you're working and like you're doing other things. You're like, oh man, but man, the amount of stuff I've gotten done and the amount of energy I've been able to put into loads of different things, and without kind of going, oh man, I should go to bed now. I can continue. I just have to learn to switch off and go to bed rather and sleep more.
I'm genuinely impressed by that.
It's great. It's really good, man. Honestly,
I can't do that.
You like without being like, you know, like it's in a religion, but it really does help. But it's probably people in the end are going to say that it's going to be bad for you and causes heart disease and it's causes cancer. Yeah. But you know, until that point, I'm living the double life because I've got so much more energy now. Yeah. And it helps with comedy, man. You know, anything that gives you more energy for comedy is great.
Nice.
You know? So that's what I'm doing. So I don't do. I'm sorry, I sound like such a prick now, but like I don't do biscuits anymore. But I do have cheat days when I go right, because last night I had a pizza. Yeah. Fuck man, it was amazing. It was like.
What do you have on it?
Like I had a meat feast but with the chilies. Oh god, it was good. It was with the stuffed crust as well.
Nice.
Oh, you know, right. I've got a question for you now. You know the pizzas. You know they have what company has the square pizza?
Goodfellas, isn't it?
Is it Goodfellas?
Oh no, is it Chicago Town?
It's no, but like they have like the but you
I think
order
it's
them. You order them. You know, you can order them. Deliver. They deliver and they got square pieces because they fill the gaps. You know? And I was like, where is that? Because I couldn't find a place that did it. Because I thought it was Pizza Hut. It's like, no, they got round pizza now as well. And Domino's have round pizza, but Domino's aren't as good. Yeah. But I found that Pizza Hut was still nice, but
I prefer Domino's to Pizza Hut. Actually.
Really? Yeah. Oh, sorry, we're gonna have to disagree.
Just in case they're listening and want to send me some free pizza.
Yeah, and tea. Yeah. Domino's tea. So yeah. So basically, So I've been doing so I don't eat biscuits.
Okay.
Sorry, it was a longer answer.
So
sugar.
Short, no
that's
biscuits.
What it is. Sugar. Yeah, that's it. Because sugar, I think sugar makes me angry. I get that because of just, you know, I've got a spike of energy and I don't have the sugar anymore. So I become like I'm tweaking basically. People are talking. I'm still tweaking. I'm like, I need more sugar. I want more. What is it? Where can I? It's your fault. I can't have any sugar. That's what fucks me up. I think.
Yeah.
I think I've just got anger problems actually.
Jesus.
But I realise that now.
That's terrifying.
but I'll smile while I'm doing it, whatever it is, the craziness.
I'll beat you, but I'll be happy about it.
Yeah, come on. I mean, I might cry as well. I mean, because I don't want to do this. It's I just want some sugar.
You're making me do this.
You know what it's like in Southend.
You brought it on yourself.
It's like Southend, isn't it? This is what it is. People come at you crying and laughing. And,
it's just a lot of sugar.
It's a mixed emotion.
That's
it. That's what it is. All those like, you know, Smirnoff Ices and like, you know, Red Bull and vodka. Crazy.
Dangerous times.
It's war out there.
Yeah. Right. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm fidgeting a little bit because I need a wee.
Right.
Let's wrap up. You got anything to plug?
Anything to plug? Well, you can come.
Obviously, your own podcast, which I'm about to. I'm about to come on to.
Hello. Well, the Comedy Defect. You can find that on iTunes. You can find it on YouTube as well. I put the recordings up there too.
You can video it.
Yeah, I just convert it to an AVI file.
Right, okay.
Chuck it up there. Just put it on many places as possible.
Yeah.
But you can come see me as well on the 16th of July at the Fisheries Wharf Cafe in Boxmoor. And also there is another gig in August, which is the 20th of August, and that will be again the Fisheries Cafe. And if you want around in September 17th as well, I will be emceeing all of those. We've got some wonderful headliners. Weirdly enough, they're all men and bald, which I didn't pick on purpose, but it was just how it landed at the time.
Yeah, that is what you put in the advert though. So
yes, please bald white male. Yeah. Who just headliners, please. That was weird. But they're all cracking headliners the next 6 months. I've booked them all the next 6 months. But you can see me emceeing there doing some bits. I've got Jeff Innocent.
Great.
I've got Steve Best. I have Adam Bloom.
Legend.
I have.
Oh, I love Adam.
Who else is there? There is there's Sean Mio.
Great.
These are all comics I love having on bills because they're so good. You just get better just by gigging with them, you know.
Absolutely.
And you've got so that is, who else have I got? I've got one other person. I can't think of them right now. There is.
I bet they feel really.
They are on. They're Steve. I've got them there. Oh, sorry, Al Lubell.
Oh,
well.
cool.
Al Lubell, yeah. So he's
not
on.
old.
So, no, he's got hair. So he's got more hair.
Yeah.
He's got enough hair for all of them.
Yes, he's got them all covered.
I've balanced it, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so you come see me there the next 6 months.
That's incredible.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'm enjoying my gig, and I'll be gigging around the place. So you can find my website. Live dates will be up on website, which is winterdominus.co.uk. I've changed my last name, as I said. I'm not doing my last because I use Dominus because no one's going to call me Dominus. Everyone's just call me Winter.
They're definitely going to call you Dominus.
They're not going to call me Dominus. They're not. They're going to call me Winter because they were like, well, Winter's enough. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So just call me Winter. That's it. But because Dominus comes from my great grandfather, because he was a Roman, most of us. Okay. Because the Romans conquered everywhere, didn't they? So not really my last name, but Winter's my name. So you find me on my website. Which
so just to be like share.
Yeah, well, you know, that's it. Yeah.
Is it mononym? No, that's.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's right. I think you nailed that. Like Madonna, like that, you know. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing these gigs. I'm going to be going to Ireland at the end of this month, July, and then to gigs. I haven't gigged there in a few years actually, so I'm looking forward to catching up over there, man. And see my sister.
I gigged with someone a little while ago. And they said, "Oh, come over to Ireland." I was like, right, "Cool." Yeah, I shall book some dates, and I never got around to it.
Some fun gigs, man.
But, yeah.
Well, sorry. Well, thank you for having you on the. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, thanks for having me to your lovely house.
It's great. It's like, and this is
a cool room. Yeah,
the cabin. It's great.
So, for the sake of a listener, we are in. Like a sort of
shipping container.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it's actually a shipping container. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's great, man.
A shipping container it's fully lined with electrics, internet. It's the best thing, and it's cheaper than a wooden shed that you would.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was like it was like a damaged shipping container which I lined myself, did all the electrics and put it in, painted it, and made everything lovely.
Oh wow, it's a bit tiny, man. I wouldn't know that this wasn't brick built at all.
That's it. It's
great,
man.
Yeah,
it's
good
great.
work.
Yeah. Well, sorry. Thank you for having me on. What's the name of the podcast?
This is the
Teapot.
Yeah, you listen a lot.
It's called the Teapot.
Yeah, it's the Comedian's Tea Party with sardines. Is the full title.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the Comedian's Tea Party, man. I've had a lot of. I think it's been really fun.
Yeah, it's been really good fun, man. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for the fun chats. I'm sure I'll have you back on at some point.
Nice one. Thanks, man. Yeah, shaking hands.
Shaking hands.
Boom.
And we exploded the spud at the end.
Yeah, nice.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. I love you. Bye.
Bye.
So that was WinterDominus. You can find him on most things on social media. He's now WinterDominus, like Winter_Dominus, or sort of variations of that. Just search for Winter comedian. You'll find him. Winter Foenander. I'm not sure what to put as the title now. I'll see what happens when I type it out. So if you want to find him, just search WinterDominus or anything of the sort, or search Comedy Defect. But also look into his gigs in Hemel Hempstead, because if you're nearby, that is a really, really lovely gig, which he should absolutely book me to play again, because it's been a while. Got a hustle, right? Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed it. It was really good fun. I thought it was really silly and sort of a little bit serious, and it's great. So, yeah, it's classic tea party. Now, just plugs for myself. My Camden Fringe show will be on August the 11th. That is a Sunday at Camden Comedy Club, and it is like £5 a ticket, I think. You can book tickets for that on camdenfringe.com, or you can, of course, just sort of turn up to the show, and I'm sure you can get in. But please, just so that I feel a bit confident about it before I get there, so that I can concentrate on the show and not worry about whether or not anyone's going to be there, please book tickets in advance. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate all of you listening. Make sure you listen to next week's episode, because it's the first ever live episode, and I've got Stuart Goldsmith, the absolute legend Stuart Goldsmith, on. So be sure to listen, because it's a really fun chat. Until then, I love you. See you later. Bye.